Do not buy this from Costco. You will eat the whole bag. Consider yourself warned. Welcome back, everyone. Somehow we are almost into the month of March, which means it is time to do my February favorites. So just like I did with my January favorites, I have a roundup of like truly all of my current favorites right now, from makeup products to skincare. I have a few updates on like the red light skincare that I was using. I have some fashion pieces, some recipes that I tried out this month that I really like, and of course some book reviews to share. So let's jump into it. All right, so let's start off with maybe like an oldie but a goodie. So in my February Shop My Stash bag, I do a Shop My Stash series every month where I go through and I pick out either new products to me or old products that I want to get a little bit more use of, and then I put them into my on-the-go makeup bag, and that is my makeup bag that I use throughout the month. So for the month of February, I grabbed out the Anastasia Beverly Hills Beauty Balm. I have mine in the shade 10. Now this was a favorite of mine since it launched. I bought it pretty quickly after it first came out and became quite obsessed with it. I remember last year this is what I was wearing so much because this is a very light coverage, truly beauty balm. Like to me, I don't even really think of it as like a foundation. I think beauty balm is just like the perfect word for it. It is what I have on my skin today. And the way that I describe this is that it is so lightweight. It really is just something that you put on your skin. It evens everything out and makes your skin look smoother. But this is also so lightweight, I just blend it out with my fingers. I did a little short form video saying like if you're looking for a great product for the warm weather months and you don't want to feel like you're wearing a lot of foundation or feel like you have a lot of heaviness on your face, go for the beauty balm, because truly I mean I don't really have a lot of foundations that I can blend out with my fingers. Even sometimes like products that are categorized as like skin tints or tinted moisturizers, I still want to use a brush or a sponge, but this is just beautiful. So again, this isn't a new product. I've had this in past, favorites videos and all of that, but it is so nice. And then I'm a little bit surprised at how much I like this one as well. So this is from Bare Minerals. It's their Bare Pro 24-Hour Skin Perfecting Powder Foundation. I have the shade Light 22 Neutral. This has been so complimentary in my on-the-go makeup bag. So it's like I either use the Anastasia and then use this on top, or I use the Natasha Denona concealer and I use it all over my face, and then I use this as the powder foundation. And I feel like with the Anastasia being so light coverage and then also the Natasha being a pretty lightweight serum concealer, I don't feel like I'm putting like foundation on top of foundation. But this is just setting the makeup so well, and it really just kind of gives like almost like a little bit of like a blurred look to the skin. I feel like it sets the makeup so well. It doesn't leave me with like dry patches. I do have a little bit more combo skin, but sometimes I can notice dry patches like around my chin and different areas like that. I don't notice that with the Bare Minerals. I feel like it's very lightweight, and again, it's just very complimentary to the products that I am currently using in my on-the-go makeup bag. So this one to me has been just kind of my staple. So recently I go back and forth between loving like loose powder and pressed powders. I just kind of like bop back and forth between them. But I have only been using my Benefit loose powder from my on-the-go makeup bag on my under eyes. Everything else to set my whole face, typically I have been using the Benefit, but I switched over to the Bare Minerals. I feel like it also helps keep my makeup lasting a little bit longer. That's a really nice one. And again, I'm not sure why I want to say like, oh, it surprised me that I'm liking it so much. I think maybe just because I have really been on loose powders as of recently. So I was like, oh, pressed powder. I got it in PR. I was like, I'll try this one out, but this has impressed me. I've used it almost every single day since receiving it. I did want to give one skincare update because I've gotten a lot of questions about this. In one of my last videos, it might have been just one of my haul videos, but I mentioned about red light therapy and how I've been so impressed with it. And I put this on my Instagram stories the other day, and I got so many DMs back of people saying red light is one of the biggest ways that you've noticed changes in your skin, especially when it comes to redness and like fading acne scars. And that is one of the biggest things that I have noticed. So last month in January, I mentioned that I had just started trying out the Solwave. This is their 4-in-1 wand. And I said, I'm really liking it, but I'm hoping to be able to come back and give an update after I've been using it consistently. But I had been using it for a couple of weeks at the time and was like, I feel like I'm really starting to notice something. So I started using this in January. So it's been, probably 6 weeks at least that I've been using this almost every single night. I don't use it quite every single night, but almost every single night I'm using this. So what I do is I like to use it at night. It's part of my night routine. So I take my makeup off, and then I have a serum that came with this one, and I put that on. And what this does is when you turn it on, you have the red light, you have a vibration, and then this does get a little bit heated. And you're supposed to put it in 4 areas of your face. So you do like your cheeks and chin and all of that. Then you do the under eyes. You can also do the forehead and then the neck. And you're supposed to do it for 3 minutes in each section. And what's really nice about this is that the vibration will stop after 3 minutes, then it'll start again, and that's your sign to move. And then after you get done with the 12 minutes, it just shuts off completely. So that's so nice. You're not sitting there timing yourself or trying to remember how long have you been doing this. So that I really appreciate. And to me, it also just kind of feels good. It's kind of one of those things of like elevating your skincare at home. And there is a lot, like red light is very popular right now. Red light masks are really popular right now. This one is a wand. I feel like this is really like travel friendly. I know I'm someone who's on the go a lot, but it also comes in like a little case. But that to me, I just think is like so nice. And it almost makes it to where like you can just kind of do it anywhere. Like, of course, I'm seeing videos of people doing red light like on planes and on trains and subways and all of that. But this is like a little bit more on the discreet side. And it's also on the less expensive side than getting the full mask. Now, I can definitely see the benefits of the mask. I'm interested in getting a mask myself. I'm actually interested in getting like a red light matte. I think that would be really interesting to add into like my morning routine for sure. I really have noticed a difference, especially in the acne scarring on my cheeks. So I have gotten some bad acne in the past, like right in here on my cheek area, and it has been really hard to fade those spots. There hasn't been a lot that I've really noticed a huge difference with. And once I started using this consistently, that was the first thing that I noticed. And again, when I posted it on Instagram, I was getting so many comments saying the same thing. It really helped you with acne scarring and fading those red spots. And I was like, saying you guys are right. So I wanted to give an update that the Solwave wand I have been very impressed with. You can also get this on Amazon. So I will have everything linked, of course, in my description box, but I've been a big fan of that. I've also been trying out some Medicube products. I feel like Medicube has been quite a like viral Korean skincare brand, but I did try a few products from them. Now, I'm just a fan of collagen masks in general. I've been using them for say like a couple of months or so. Again, it's something I kind of do like weekly in my routine. Sometimes it's like the night that I'm doing like my whole hair oiling routine. I like to put on the collagen mask because I feel like it makes my skin just look so nice is the word that I want to use, but it like makes my skin look like glassy and just so pretty. So again, these ones are the ones from Medicube. I've used like Biodance before as well. Again, you can get these on Amazon, but it's their PDRN Pink Collagen Gel Mask. It has sodium DNA, niacinamide, and hydrolyzed collagen. So slippery. It comes in the 2 different pieces. Oh, that's cold. Oh, and then the bottom piece looking good. Okay, from what I've seen, it is supposed to like dry clear, so we'll see how long this takes. It's 8:30 p.m. I'm gonna bring that extra on my hands down onto my neck. Move my lips, but it is time to take off the collagen mask. I've had it on for only 1 hour and it's already pretty dried down. You can see it's pretty clear everywhere. Right here I do have the mask overlapped, but everywhere else is pretty clear. So let's take it off. Oh. All right, my skin right after taking it off feels super smooth. So it's one of those masks that when you put it on, it's in the 2 pieces and then it does dry down completely clear. And once it's clear, that's supposed to be like your sign that you're like ready to remove it. I see a lot of people say you have to like sleep with the collagen masks on. The first time that I used this one, I wore it for an hour and it was almost completely dried down after that. So I feel like if you want to wait to get those results until it's completely dried down, literally, you know, maybe like 2 hours tops. I don't feel like you need to sleep overnight in it because I don't like sleeping overnight in masks like that. And also this next one, when I saw it, I actually saw this, I think for the first time at CES. When I went to the conference in Vegas, Medicube had a like a stand there. I don't know what I'm trying to say, a booth there, I guess. And I saw this product and I was like, what is that? So this one is the Deep Vita C Capsule Cream. So this has vitamin water, 50% plus vitamin C derivatives and niacinamide 5%. Now mine isn't gonna look quite as when you get a new one, but when you do get a new one, these like little capsules of vitamin C kind of looks like maybe like boba tea or something like that. Like, I don't know, man. I remember doing a video being like Korean you know, skincare is like living in 2050. It feels like everything that they come out with just feels so advanced and so different from anything else that we're seeing. So this to me has been not only just like a fun one to use, I've been incorporating it into my morning routine, and I've been really trying to get back into having a good vitamin C, because I think vitamin C has a lot of benefits for the skin as well. And it's been something I've been trying to make a priority to use. So I've been really enjoying this one from Medicube. So the collagen gel masks and the vitamin C cream. Again, I believe you can get this one on Amazon as well. I know for sure you can the sheet masks, but Korean skincare I feel like is very hyped for a reason. Okay, speaking of Amazon, I did just do a haul. I think it was my last video was a haul, and it was just kind of like a collective haul. I had my first order from Rhode Beauty. I had some products from Makeup Forever in there. I had some hair products in there, some from Huda Beauty, but I did mention that I bought this ring, and I really wanted to include it as a favorite because I am loving it, and since I've been wearing it, I get so many compliments on it, and I just love this ring. So it is from the brand Pavoi, and it is also where I got this ring. I mentioned this in my January favorites as well, and then I just bought this one, and this like feels heavy. I think it's such a pretty design. I feel like it looks so fun. I love like the thickness to it. It's like thick, but I somehow still feel at the same time like it's still like a delicate ring. I just think that it's beautiful. I did mention in my haul that I have pretty thin fingers, so I normally wear like a 4.5 or a 5 when it comes to rings. And I thought I ordered a 5, and when I got it, it felt more like a 7, but you can actually squeeze it down. So I was able to squeeze it, so now I can fit it onto my middle finger. But that was one thing I wanted to note. If you do buy this one and it feels a little bit too big, just squeeze it and then it should be able to work for you. But I actually have a couple different jewelry pieces picked out from the Pavoi brand because I've been so impressed with their quality, and I just feel like they have some really beautiful pieces. I'm a big fan of jewelry. I'm a big fan of bracelets, necklaces, earrings, the whole thing, but I also really love ring stacking. So I want to find a ring that I feel like would stack well with this design. I'm not sure. I'll have to go through my jewelry box and see what I can find, or if there's one that I've like picked out that I want to stack. But I've been wearing these 5 rings. I have 2 stacked here, 1 here and 1 here. And I feel like I need like at least one more, maybe 2 more. But this is my latest ring, and I love her so much. And then one more like fashion piece I wanted to mention. I got this shirt, and I freaking love this shirt, okay? It's just like, it looks like such a basic shirt, but then it has all this like lace detail on it. Like it has the lace around here, and then the whole center is also lace with buttons like going down it. So it's like, to me, I feel like it's one of those shirts that it's like cute but casual. You can dress it down, you can dress it up. Like the one day I wore it with cargos, and I felt like that looked really good. You could wear it with a skirt. I feel like you could wear it with jeans. Like, and also the quality on this is so nice. Like the actual shirt is so soft. It's also very stretchy. And I love that you kind of have like the buttons that you can decide like what buttons you want to do and all of the things. But to me, I also feel like this is a really good shirt for the change of weather. Now, I know not everyone is going through change of weather right now, but I live in Las Vegas, and we are definitely having, you know, 70-degree weather. We have some 80-degree weather coming up, but then it's like, it can still be kind of cold in the morning at night. So it's like, sometimes if you're going out for the whole day, it's kind of hard to know like how to dress. But this shirt has been like key for me, and I feel like I just keep reaching for it. The other day, like I was like, this is how you know you really love a shirt. The other day I had 3 events in one day. I was filming getting $10 tattoos, like this viral tattoo shop in Las Vegas, filming for my friend's YouTube channel for that. Then I had a brunch that I was helping another friend film content for. And then that evening I had a dinner to help a friend film content for. I wore this shirt the whole day. I came home in between, and like I had my car, I was driving all around. Like usually I put changes of clothes into my car, and I'll just change like in the parking garages and stuff. I wore this the whole day. I was like, wow, that's how you know you really love a shirt. Like I didn't feel the need to change it at all. And it worked for tattoos, it worked for a brunch, and it worked for dinner. I'm a big fan of this shirt. I feel like I need it in another color. All right, so also in January, I mentioned a mocktail as a favorite. So I don't drink a lot of alcohol. I'm not like a completely sober person, but I did dry January, and then I've just kind of kept it going. But for the past few years, especially after getting diagnosed with PCOS in 2022, I really tried to be more cognizant of you know, just my diet and lifestyle in general. So one thing that I like to find is good mocktails, either things like at home, or like things like if I'm at a friend's house and I want to like make what looks like a fun drink, that sort of thing. And for me, I really like this better than booze. So if you saw my my organization video. It was a vlog where I organized like my beauty room and my makeup collection. We filmed it in January, and my friend Katie at the time was also doing dry January. So we were drinking these better than boozes. So this is, it says the taste inspiration is a tequila paloma. So this is rosemary, grapefruit, paloma. So again, it's like something that you can drink out of the can. You can put it into like a wine glass. Like sometimes we do these in like, you know, like a wine glass or something like that. And we put in like some blackberries or some raspberries, you know, just kind of like make it a little bit fun. But it's been really exciting to see. I feel like there's definitely been a wave of introducing more alcohol-free drinks into the scene, which makes me really excited. I also just have like such a funny story I just want to input in here really quick. I went to an event the other night at a like a wine bar. It was like a Galentine's event, and it was super cute. And I walk in, and the server comes over to us and asks what everyone's drinking, and my friends order a glass of wine, and I look at the server and I was like, oh, I don't actually drink. I said, do you have anything non-alcoholic that I could get? And she goes, oh yeah, I could bring you a glass of water. And I literally like, I went like, thinking she was kidding. No, she was dead ass. She was being serious. I was like, oh, okay, great. I was like, what? I was like, I feel like there's definitely been a movement of moving into more alcohol-free drinks. I was like, you don't have like a non-alcoholic sparkling anything? Like I really love toast. Last month I mentioned strong water. Again, we have the better than booze. Like I feel like it's been like exciting to see that. Sometimes you do want to be aware of like how much sugar, especially if you're drinking like multiple mocktails, of like if there's a lot of like added sugar and those sort of things. But if it's just something like you just want a different drink or something like that and you're having like 1 to 2, like great. So I wanted to jump into some food real quick. Because like I said, I shared some recipes from January that I really enjoyed. And I have 2 here that I want to share with you. One, I was so excited about this because I've really been noticing that like my love language is definitely like acts of service. I love being able to like do things for my friends. And you know, when my friends are like super busy, it's like I can be like, okay, like I can make us dinner. And especially because I do try to be a little bit more like health conscious based, one thing that I try to do is like cycle sync with my cycle. So I try to do that with nutrition. So for example, I started my period the other day. So when I went out for brunch, I was like, oh, I would really like the steak and eggs because I try to have red meat around that time, right? So there's just different things. If you do your own research into it, you can kind of see like during different times of your cycle, you know, through those, you know, 28 to 30 days or whatever it may be, how your levels are kind of going up and down, what's beneficial for you to bring into your body. I've talked about this, you know, on this channel and on my second channel for sure. But you know, one thing I'll say, I feel like when I really do focus, especially on the nutrition part of it, I do not get cramps when I have my period. Like the other day, like my period just came and I was like, oh, because normally it's, you know, I don't feel good beforehand. You know, I have really bad cramps. I have back pain. I be acting crazy. Like you could be like, hey, Samantha, I like your purple shirt. And I'll be like, why? Why, you want to steal it off my body? Like I'll say something crazy, you know what I mean? But I really feel one thing that I've noticed over the last couple of years of making these changes is especially when I focus on my nutrition, that is when I notice different things like that, like not having to deal with so much pain around the time of my period. So one way that I can like kind of control that and control what I'm eating is being like, oh, I'll make dinner for us tonight. Because I do have a lot of dinners with my friends because we, you know, we like to be around each other. So I do cook for myself at home, but sometimes it's like, oh, you know, it's just me. Womp womp. So sometimes when there's 2, 3, 4 of us, I'm like, oh, like, let me see what I can make. And I was kind of nervous to make this because on this night, it was just me and my friend Ashley. Our other friends were out of town. And I was like, I had bought everything to make this meal, but I felt so unsure about it because it was different from just like what I've made in the past. And that, like, you know, you get those recipes that you make over and over and like you feel really confident about them. Like I didn't feel confident going into this one, so I kept putting it off. And finally I was like, okay, the food's gonna go bad if we don't eat it, so let's make it. So it was this chicken shawarma crispy rice. And actually, once I boiled it down, it's a pretty simple recipe. So all I did was buy these chicken shawarma thighs from Trader Joe's. I love Trader Joe's. I feel like Trader Joe's is like, I feel like I can go and buy meals to make for the week and not spend a ton of money. Like, it's great. I feel like I can run there and just grab a few things and I don't have to like, I don't know, like Trader Joe's, I'm a big fan of. So it's this chicken shawarma and you just bake the chicken breasts in the oven. Like you just throw them in there, you cook them. It's not that deep. They're already seasoned. You don't have to do anything. Because the recipe I found, it was like, get these chicken thighs, season them this way, put them in here. And it was like, nope, these are already all made for you, which is, I feel like Trader Joe's has so many products like that. Then you make a crispy rice. So we just made rice in the rice cooker. We put it in the freezer to cool it. Then we put it onto a baking sheet, and I did some olive oil with like, I don't even know, garlic powder, oregano, paprika maybe, however you want to season things, you know, go for it. And then we put it in the oven and baked it until it got crispy. And then we just made a platter of like our salad. So we did sliced cucumbers, red onions, edamame, and avocado. We put all of those in the bottom of the bowl, and then we put the chicken shawarma on that, and then we topped it with the crispy rice. And then the dressing, we just used, it was like Greek yogurt, some lemon juice, and then I put a few different spices in there. The recipe called for tahini, which we didn't have any of that. So I felt like it was a little like on the zesty side, but we liked it. I felt like it balanced everything really well, because the chicken shawarma thighs can be a little bit on the, it's got a little heat to them. So I feel like the dressing really balanced it out nicely, but that was it. And you know, it took us a long time to do, and it was me and Ashley, and I was like, and she goes, I think it was just one of those things that it took us a long time because it was a new recipe to us. She goes, I think if you were to make it again, you'd be like, oh, this is when we do the rice. This is when we do the chicken. Let's already chop up the vegetables, have them ready to go. She's like, this will be such an easy meal to make. Like the longest thing is you're just waiting for the chicken to cook. And like, if you do the rice ahead of time, you already have it in the freezer. You know, there's ways that you can meal prep it to make it faster. But that one, I was so impressed, and we sat down to eat, and I was so nervous. And she was like, this is so good. This is going on our regular rotation. And I was like, oh, thank goodness. So super happy about that. So if you're looking for a good dinner recipe, this chicken shawarma crispy rice, highly recommend. The other recipe that I want to share is a dessert, and it's just date desserts. So I love doing date desserts at home. I feel like it's one of the like simplest desserts that I can have kind of like meal prepped and ready to go in my freezer. And dates is one of my favorite. Like I have a couple dates pretty much every single morning. And then if I can make a dessert like this. So to me, this is like pretty similar to what I've made in the past. It's just like a different way of making them. So what you do is you get dates. Again, I love the dates from Trader Joe's. The Medjool dates, they're already pitted. You don't have to do anything to them. I think they taste the best. So what I did was just put all the dates down on some parchment paper on a baking sheet. I took a glass and just smashed them all down so they were flat and thin. And then I put some almond butter on top of it. I melted down chocolate chips with coconut oil. I think it's the best way to melt down chocolate chips, and just drizzled that on top and put them in the freezer. Nothing like revolutionary. So some of my favorite things to make too are like the dessert dates that kind of taste like Snickers. One thing that I do is like I open the dates up and I stuff them with the almond butter and the chocolate, and I close them up with like a toothpick, put them in the freezer. There you go. So it's just like I mean, it's the exact same thing. You're just kind of making them in a different way. So when you pick them up, they're just kind of like a little disc, and boom, there you go. If I am like craving chocolate or like noticing that I really have a sweet tooth, again, kind of around the time before my period, I start to notice myself really craving, especially like really sugary things. And as someone who tries to cut back on refined sugar, it's like, so if I can have something in my freezer already ready to go, and it's like I eat 1 to 2 and I'm good, versus like wanting to eat a whole carton of ice cream, this is the way to go for me. So I really liked the smashed dates. But this is just a reminder that like, you don't have to make, it's one thing I always try to say, like you don't have to like overthink your food or like, you know, dietary changes that you're making. And there's so much inspo out there. Like I just go, especially for me, I like to find recipes on TikTok. I follow a lot of people who like to cook on TikTok, and that's where I find the majority of my inspiration. I get so excited when I try new things and that they work out for me, and then I just feel a little bit better knowing like exactly what I'm putting into my body, because I do also eat out a lot. I don't get me wrong. I eat out a lot. I create content for a lot of places here. So this to me is a really great way to balance that and make sure that I'm also, you know, doing what's best for my body when I'm at home. But next up, let's talk about this. Let's talk about these. Does this look familiar to anybody? Huh? Does this look familiar? Because dang, the day that I'm filming this video, I posted a picture of this bag and I said, do not buy this from Costco. You will eat the whole bag. Consider yourself warned. The way my DMs blew up, either with people being like, those are the best things I've ever had, I could eat 3 bags in one sitting, or people being like, girl, now I'm going to Costco, or people being like, I don't have a Costco near me, will you ship me bags? Like, my DMs went bananas over these. So my friend bought me these from Costco. They're the Kirkland Signature Caramel S'more Clusters. They have milk chocolate, kettle cooked caramel, grahams, and marshmallows. Listen, life is about balance. I will always say that, okay? Life is about balance. I literally just said, I go out to eat a lot, but then I also make a lot of my food at home. I love things like this, and then I also love making date desserts. It's all about balance. But these are wildly good. Don't do it, don't buy it, because this is my second bag. And I try so hard to reach in and just grab 1 to 2. Sometimes like a third one sneaks into my hand. I'm like, where did this come from? Sometimes I'm eating a 4th one. I'm like, who put this in my mouth? I don't think it was me. I'm just saying, if you have a Costco nearby, don't buy those. Don't do it to yourself. Next up, I want to touch on something that I received in PR last month. So I want to point out that I like their products that they sent me, but I also just think this concept as a whole is something that really intrigued me. So the website is called Gigi's Crate. I will link it down below. I don't have anything affiliated. Like I said, I did get these in PR, but I'm just gonna put the link to the website down below. So this is the non-toxic clean living box. So safe, clean products for you and your home delivered monthly. So if you sign up for Gigi's Crate, you can select your tier and help us curate the perfect box for you. Then you get a box full of non-toxic aromatics, bath and body care, and or household cleaning essentials. So I just think that is so cool. I know I see a lot of like different subscription services that kind of offer things like that. This one to me is a small business, which I always just try, just try to give like a little bit of a spotlight to. But they sent me a body, like a body lotion, which is like it's like thick and it's, how do I describe it? It's like thick, but it's like lightweight at the same time, but it's like super hydrating. Yet it feels like a balm when it goes on. It is such a nice body cream. I've been using that after I get out of the shower. They also sent me a candle. It's the candle that's lit back here and it has a wood wick and it smells so, so good. But then we do also have their floor cleaner. So I have talked in the past, and this is Koala Echo Natural Floor Cleaner with Australian Mandarin and Peppermint Essential Oil. This smells so nice after you use it. But one thing that I will say is that I have been interested in, just kind of slowly over time swapping out household products. I've talked about the brand Blue Land in the past. I have a lot of their cleaning products. I have like their toilet bowl cleaner, their dishwashing detergent. So it's just like these little swaps that I try to make. Again, I think when you're trying to make any changes, like kind of going back to like the dietary things, I think it's very easy to be like, I need to change everything right now and like get rid of everything and get all new things. And to me, that's not really like a lifestyle change. That's like you're just trying to like flip a switch and like do something really quickly, versus to me, I feel like if it's an actual lifestyle change, you kind of are doing it over time, because then it feels a little bit more like routine and a little bit more like natural, versus like you just try to upend your world really quickly and do all these new things. And then you typically, oftentimes don't end up keeping up with it because it's just been so overwhelming. So for me, just trying to make up these, little swaps here and there. So this is actually one thing that I was really excited about, to be able to make the switch for the floors. But again, we have the candle, we have the body care products, and there's other products on the website. Like I said, it's a monthly box that you get. So there's one that's $45 a month, which is, they said, a great entry, perfect for those starting out or looking to gradually incorporate more non-toxic products into their routine. We have the Artisan Craft, ideal for those ready to expand their collection of non-toxic products with a bit more variety and value. And the Handcrafted Haven, tailored for enthusiasts of all natural handcrafted products. With this tier, you'll receive the greatest number of items. But that to me, I just thought was a really fun concept, and it was a business that I wanted to point out if you're interested in looking into it or making some better for you changes. All right, so I have one book that I'm going to go over, and then 2 beauty products that I want to touch on, and then we will finish it up. So in the month of February, I read A Happier Life, and this is by Kristy, Woodson, Harvey. She has been a favorite author of mine for quite some time. I was so thrilled I got to interview her for my podcast a couple of years ago, and I was just like so thrilled to be talking with her. But A Happier Life, this is such a good book. Okay, so it says, the historic houses in the seaside town of Beaufort, North Carolina have held their secrets of their inhabitants for centuries. One of the most enduring refuses to be washed away by the tide. What happened to Rebecca, or Bex, and Townsend St. James on that fateful night of their disappearance in 1976? Now, the granddaughter they never knew, Keaton Smith, is desperate for a fresh start. So when her mother needs someone to put her childhood home in Beaufort on the market, she jumps at the chance to head south. But the moment she steps foot inside the abandoned house, which has been closed for nearly 50 years, she wonders if she's bitten off more than she can chew. Wading through the detritus of her grandparents' lives, Keaton finds herself enchanted by their southern traditions and their great big love. As she gets to know her charming next-door neighbor, his precocious 10-year-old son, and a flock of endearingly feisty town busybodies, Keaton begins to wonder if the stories that she has been told about her grandparents are true. Keaton's grandmother, Bex, and her annual summer suppers are their stuff of legends, and locals and out-of-towners alike clamor for an invitation to her stunning historic home. But in the summer of 1976, she's struggling behind the facade of the woman who can do it all, and facing a problem that even she can't solve. As Keaton and Bex face new challenges and chapters, they are connected through the time by the house on Sunset Lane, which has protected their secrets, hopes, and dreams for their families for generations. Okay, I love a book that goes like back and forth between past and present. I always find that to be really interesting. So we're getting Beck's point of view from 1976. Her love for this town, her love for Townsend is just so beautiful. To me, it feels like one of those like old time loves that you just like don't really hear a lot about anymore. You know what I'm saying? And we have Keaton in the future, and they are tied by this house. And Keaton doesn't really know a lot about her grandparents. Her mom and her uncle are very close-lipped about it. They've never been back to the house after their parents' disappearance. Like, it's like such a bizarre thing. And then it's literally like her grandparents disappeared. Are they still alive? Like, were they murdered somewhere? Did something worse happen? No one really knows what happened to the grandparents. So we also have that level of like intrigue throughout all of the chapters, but I love that we go back and forth. You know, Keaton was really fun to get to know, and I felt like she was really relatable, and she's, you know, struggling with her job, she's struggling with her love life, but Bex was really like the star of the show for me. She was just such a fascinating character to read, such a strong woman to read, a woman who loved like taking care of her husband and like making sure her house was decorated, yet at the same time like being very feisty and very like, I'm gonna get this. Like, she just to me was like the woman who could do it all. And I hate saying that, but like that's like kind of how like Bex reminded me of. And I was so in awe of her when I would read, and her and Townsend's story and what they do for each other is just like so incredibly beautiful. And this is one of those books that like I kept prolonging finishing it because like I wanted to finish it to know how it ended, but I didn't want the book to be done. I was just so curious about it. And you know, we have a little bit of the love interest with Keaton and the neighbor and all of the things, and we wonder what's going to happen there. But at the end of the day, it really boiled down to this was about family, this was about love, this was about personal fulfillment, and I just thought it was such a beautiful story. I love Kristy, Woodson, Harvey. I just got one of her newest books in my latest book haul, and I'm so excited to read that, but gave it a 5-star review, and I highly, highly recommend it. And then I just have 2 more beauty products, and then we are going to wrap this up. So I've been really loving the Physicians Formula Butter Glow. This is their bronzer and blush. Put this into my Shop My Stash bag, and I cannot stop using this because to me, it's what I have on today for bronzer and blush. I am very into my like quick on-the-go makeup. I did a video recently timing how long it takes to do my everyday makeup look, which is very similar to this one right here. I have one eyeshadow on, I have eyeshadow as liner on, so technically 2 eyeshadows, but like I just have my Anastasia Beauty Balm, the Bare Minerals powder down. I have this as my blush and my bronzer, my eyeshadow, my liner, mascara, brows, and then my lip combo, and that's it. And like that is good for me. It took me like 12.5 minutes in that video, but this I just love because it's a 2-in-1 product. I first put my brush over here for the bronzer, then we have the blush. You have a little bit of glow, so both the bronzer and the blush are a little bit on the glowy side. I love that it's like small and compact, and this to me, I've been wearing this so much throughout the month of February. This was a great addition as well to my on-the-go makeup bag, and I think that it's great. And then I just bought this gloss recently, but I love it, and I love it, and I so badly wanted to wear it today, but I bought another new lip product, and I was like, keep trying that one out as well. Like, you already know you love the Makeup Forever, but this is the Makeup Forever. This is their Super Boost Moisturizing Plumping Effect Lip Gloss. I have the shade Anywhere Caffeine. This is just so beautiful. I did a lip combo the other day with it, and it's just such a stunning gloss. Anywhere Caffeine is actually the lip liner that I have on, and then I do have the Rhode Beauty Lip Peptide in like Toast, I think is the shade I got. So I just got my order in from Rhode Beauty the other day, so I've been trying to try out those products. The lip liner I'm really not so sure about, which I figured was gonna happen, but Anywhere Caffeine from Makeup Forever is a favorite, and then paired with this is just such a stunning lip combo. And I posted the video that I did of like 10 makeup items that you should declutter from your collection. I have that duo on. I got so many compliments on my lip combo and I was like, I know it's beautiful. This really does plump the lips and just makes them look like juicy and fuller, and it's like dark without being like too overwhelming, and it's just, it feels good. This is just, I'm so happy that I got this gloss. I couldn't find it when I went to Sephora the first time I went to it, and I was so sad about it. I actually went to another Sephora and finally got it, and it's just, this is a good one. Okay, a lot of people say that this like smells like perfume or tastes like perfume. I don't get that, but I don't have a great sense of smell. But I even like, when I put it on and I'm like swallowing, I don't taste anything. So I don't really know what that's about. But for me, I don't have that. Not saying other people don't, but for me, I just haven't noticed it. So I love this one. Highly recommend that for Makeup Forever. But after that, those are all my favorites for February. Some books, some food, some beauty, some skincare, some s'mores. I hope you enjoyed this one. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.